Remember this one? In the meantime, Nexans Cable Metal says to let you know we're offering the very highest quality cables on the market, proudly made in Ghana. Conduit cables, flexible cables, armored and non-armored, solar cables, low smoke, zero halogen and fireproof cables. There's only one cable metal approved by Ghana Standards Authority and the Energy Commission. The factory is right here in Tema, near the Tema Oil Refinery. Secure your life and property with Nexans Cable Metal Cables. In Accra, check out the authorized distributors in Opera Square, Abekan La Paz, Weja, Madina, Oyarifa, Ashaiman and Tema. Look out for the Nexans branded signboard. Call Nexans Cable on 0303 304 102 or 03. That is 0303 304 102 or 03. Alternatively, 0544 349855. Remember, electricity no get leg. It be Nexans Cable Metal Cable they carry 'em. Nexans, we electrify the future. Somebody says, Brass Construction, can you see the light? Reminds me of my days in Tema. Candlelight disco. Lie in Tema. Bad boys from back in the day. Okay.
Peace FM.
Peace FM.
104.3. Good to meet you.
And yes, I read that in the old school party. I Friday, so there has to be a 3 mile in there. Maybe one Friday we won't do any discussions. We'll just do old school, proper, like 2 hours. And I'll say that. Dan Kwaku ya boy jina. Kwaku we no. Kwaku ya boy. Na o ya den ho.
I think it was with
I think that's it to all.
But German, in fact, we did my main come from. In fact, sometimes in the Republic of Gambaga, many come. I just watch Winnie Quick Encounters and I just have a good laugh. Not my turn me. So, I mean, you guys will listen to my morning.
It's just in the Republic of Gambaga.
Oh yes, yes. Mitiona as a pressure kakraba na makoshe. Na masika kakraba.
Dia takwa dia pressure wonu so. Family name wa dia chichi miria ni se mkohu agric minister Sambod wo bush bi. Sambod wo hana fertilizer ni hai.
Koku ya bwa dia asema ba wo. Mekudika George Machie.
Majo do chairman.
Apum.
Nyankopo ne hu yen mabor. Waso apum.
Oh, ye hu ye papa pa.
Evergreen chairman.
Nyame na dum. Nyame na dum pa.
Abu edwuma.
Yeah, that's it. Charles.
Nyame ehirawo.
General,
Boko de.
Ihu anadum.
Enfiata what?
Ihu anadum.
Bo bra ko anim.
Nyame ada Roma, yeda so piase.
Bo bra ko anim.
Yeda se general.
Na duka insu no train. Takwati then.
Nyame na dum. Takwati.
Ko yati Western region yati Takrade.
Apramdo,
Apuwa,
St. Mary's. Aya aze papa. Ezi wenyu eze chiri. Your program so eje bisa ho asem. That's it. Western region for that's it.
The band.
Western as all ho yen kase ye na kwan. Na the mabi abana itu nenyu esiwa yari interchange bi kura wo Takrade. Ene mfi so nyame na do kwana wara ka ho asama gona nkwanta ze kotakwa.
Yeah.
Kwana onye kura no so Yankopon na dom contractor na ba site CCR wa shase.
Oh good.
Yes na ye de wonje na obokoda na wetum wewie wa hye de be September 2023 na wewie be 80% of the stretch, which is the way the mabobo hen papa. Si kwan ze nsu no otoe no takwa ma obo hen kakra na ye wo kokodo nti oya na nsu ntum ntai baby but oho adwene so o flood few areas no so oho adwene baby today dompem baby today agona areas benso few part of benso and banso area no oya otum flood kakra nanso so no Yankopon na takwa zongo area bi so tum of flood our ben oye nsuta nanso so nyame na dom oye the venerable municipal chief executive oye duma abibia na mfom oguda oye duma ze boa yewura Benjamin Kasi anope mi chian we duma so na oye ze boa oye takwa nso ayim nti nsu ni sam ne ze Yankopon adom yuguda but afutu kakra nye de ede bia ohwede mfichiri sabia yizi yehunyi wonzama kura na ebien kwana ye fado a ye to yenzama zugu bola ye zugu onu tum choke areas bi ma ohoyen papa mfisu so planning as a country no bijizi de or there at a point you know you to stop somewhere this is full stop ye hwede how do we plan going forward say a plan ni here dam flats na zi bijizi de no do better say only few crampa because if I'm on Moses flats in terms of flats we better our plan one residential areas no well so bohuna flats be
but one then children su kese atopa
na
maintain America them they pedem beside how about human behavior ABI issues with planning yes but human behavior gutters are we choke, drains are we choke, and Crawford we sit down with water with poor engineering, poor construction. Them yamani lack of law enforcement. Indeed, that a Kokrokoo our EPA boss. Better, you did among common. But because you're in charge of lands and natural resources, and also because Western region now flood and attack up some places, into them be sound. What do we do?
Chairman, yen sunu so kaho. Oh yeah, and pen pino say a ban be war power. Aya yen timemufono. Or ye de a ban yina. But yen subano so bobwa. A ban or do enough films. Nanso yen so ya yet so yen suban. Osanda yen ya do so post na ban. And a ban upon you on yam now. But the leader no or leading. Yen ya do so. Enti se enyan yetum se san suban kra de o finderko sebia ekoto wuregua enkoto ngu gatem sebe wo fichi wara etifie ne mu no bezi honyi na sebe enya gate bi that ho abana ye kwana to ho no pono na ebi ka ye filling station a no wa ye no roadside na wa fila ma wa basor ama road na be sha ase enti nsu tompa na obogo road no do
yeah.
Can fado pay no we create potholes.
Yes.
Now you suban. But a ban cannot be everywhere to correct some of these things. Inti mejizi there or ye very important there. Yan attitude no so ye best sa attitude no ya hwe kwana ye ba fado a nhihye ya obobo wan ye nsu na ye ban anamo na ebotu ehwe St Mary's way ma nsu mo so kwata ho ya ehwe a ne nchenchen nyina nkofo companies bi binuma wo bobbe nduma nkakra wo ho no dam nkofo no we raise side and side ama ho na akosoro passing road no ntinsunu to a odwuru St Mary's so wo so kakra no so ababugu kwan no do and the other side so aba fill road no na nsu na betem efi so bohu na baby na nsu nkan no na nsu fa no na nkofo kisidan za block nsu no kwan no nti echiri na no nsunsu ado no wa abaye no do nti yensu na yan ba ne hia papa no bobo ayen papa nti I think there it's a good call and that retail djuma so na enye ma brother payin Dr. Kokrokoo jizi there obo papa oma yehu there omani se ye nyina ye cheche hena adwen na yezi ye djuma anya adwen kire nkosen yezi ye djuma obotum na wakọ a long way na waboa mo mani wafane tampa odifra but insu no or hawadwen no so oye de onyi de ye what say pete and se insu twa eso ochina mesimi dan
me back to that before I may attempt quite even in the Fourth Republic alone in TFA the last 30 years. Me listen be meaning pako send me a daily graphic writer biso kaya Kofi Akodo. Yeah, one-time journalist of the year now Otachro the column with daily graphic. I think he's retired from the graphic now. But Kofi Akodo column be from my rooftop. Now Nipandi date na count June 9, 2015. Okay. Now interestingly, part of the Kofi Akodo write-up now say in 2013 and 2014, President Mahama did not fail to do what others before him had done under similar circumstances. He also visited flood areas and saw firsthand the damage caused to life and property. He consoled flood victims and reinforced the same promises his predecessors had made. This is just one paragraph from Kofi Akodo because who besides the government hand. Now the line that I like says he consoled flood victims and reinforced the same promises his predecessors had made. Absolutely. So wow, the Kofi Akodo a brem in the medase. Now let's go to his predecessors. Remember, let's go to his predecessors. President Mills, same. President Kufuor, make I sound quite a military chopper. I didn't go for dawn na circle ni flood prone areas. Yeah. President Rawlings, no kojina a gatanum ewalajo.
I mean, with all presidents,
a normal way of life. Amphibia yebeka. It's now to Atik's question to you. Atik's question to you. Inti say simuna mutiabem. Ne kra ne say.
Chairman, Atik ne question hu hia. Ne mum so no jize de question na ode nyina yedwen hu ye. Nah, it's not about.
We've consigned our thoughts. I mean, the responsibility to think to you.
Yes, I agree. I agree perfectly.
Yeah.
There, as a government, you must show leadership.
Yeah.
I mean, or they in my hope, and so. And I am one year to see Sierra. There, a ban robot wasn't there. Okay, main sit down. Nancy and Mama were wager area as a deputy minister for lands and natural resources. Na wager, baby, I am the whole earthquake prone area. Only the amount for sit down was the signpost to PCC baby. A month for Kunufa. Na oku to signpost no for land guards. Na within by 3 months, no boom the structure. Aba Sabia, a moon you are yazana, Chede, or honing na baby a coqua, or why dangerous. Chede, when they were as an again, Ubabu, say Sunny Bibsia, or Baho, on Juno. And that one, do you blame government on this? It's a message. Can sooner yan ban so when you have papa? Because a ban. What mobile do we take measures? Okay, how do we plan? The municipal or the district chief executive will take measures to block people from even building in such an area. Nipano wa catching the man kusi no kakusi. Assumptona, then he will tend to blame government. Another one, enyim there aha nsu tenpa. No when you can see, wako feel. Ebi wo ha nara obtain any permit from any assembly eba ma wonyu ado na nsu tin ne kwan no we kwesi ne dan de esi your problem na ami ma aya medwe yensu ba na yede te Ghana ha no wadwero na yenya adwene bi de bibia ya aban de aban tumpo auto ambulance de ambulance fanto hospital na yede so cement then we turn as car na break down na ye blame aban. Yanustuna here ban very important as a country. In Kano, Mamu Kromdompem. Those days, I mean in 1835 thereabout, was started a war plan a chrono. Everybody in a lane, see them one them baby a street, and then one hour sidano haphazardly. I mean anywhere will be a pedosi. A quana pana, that's a phone wage and honor on the police quana that always done that block of one.
Maybe the incredible brand or say nifie nim say insurer ebi wo ha otua boys 50 cedis and 70 cedis onim ni ntia insure no the empty bottles take away containers and a bola ebi gu negate anymore inti this one no abopa inti yankasa ye human behavior.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, can ho. Yeah, I had my years in a banner chairman. They be years in a banner. Miss, we are more than the band that we think. Saying this, okay, yes, say you ban you to change. Do this. They will will do it. You will be forced to do it.
But aban enye juma in terms of assemblies.
And law enforcement is part of
it. And law enforcement. And in Koma Yidi Waha no. It started as a light conversation, but Kokrokoo brought light to it. Or church in you be train. Say Greater Accra Regional Minister says your friend Accra Commando. Oma for was CSIR and Sasieso squatters near Omo Kwesi Dine Omo for theaters. No credit yaminim. Wakubu dining. So where's law enforcement? Baby Charles Usuti on a kunyemu MP. Sly Tete, Sylvester Tete, Ebetra kunyemu. I can't say be. Said baby or moteno usano na insu no to a ekota baby na efe anonom kwa no mom yen kwala those days e was area ho no omkodi sansu no magro insu to bi omkodi mu agro chichi fishing ketekete ni ade obi yes say Chinese woman sanwan wa feel sad ye na ye no ma asidan wo so exactly inti where was the assembly and I say
Chairman Kabine, because
yes, Abine,
yes,
of course,
government is about institutions.
Yes,
and me proper economic department for Lagos. Also, government is supposed to set up institutions to deal with this, which economic law enforcement. So Obia Yenya, look, if you care to read a bit about contractual theories, the NTR you were buying in the first place. It's because him say individually we can't manage ourselves. What you say, Chairman? And Yenim said, your freedoms, like there's this popular conception and a concept about how governments came to be. And the idea is that before Yenya Abino, man was in a state of nature. You see, life was brutish, which means that it was everybody for himself.
Like law of the jungle.
Law of the jungle. And then who said, why? So we were ready to sacrifice yem freedoms nibi. Eddie Ama is supra body. A friend are buying. So that with the limited freedom, with the freedoms we've sacrificed for our entity, no. Obeti me ashare nyina yesu because yenim say ujayen ya enya dia yebetimi amadije ho. Nti government must take full responsibility. Mijitum says sometimes the behavior of individuals is a problem. But Sebi, I keep saying that there is be anywhere your friend in natural goodness of man. Ujai nipa say you have conscience nti ye ne fata. Onye da. Nti na wo mra ye law enforcement. Nti it is the law is meant to shape the attitudes of nipa. And say to your mind muna nyoma nkoyi and we feel say part of it the behavior of human beings are. Nti na ye wo mra no me sure say every aspect of our national life is being legislated upon. Your mra is our lives are guided by laws. Na so uti ona untimi enforce mra na bibiaba why na this one bebo because part of your responsibility as government is that you enforce the law. You make the law, you enforce the law. And I'm not restricting it to the limited sense of as you a party we need power. No, I'm talking about government in the academic and in the strict sense of
institutions.
Exactly. And the institutions obiye ni enya ese twina so but unim ni enti a mprempi yentimi nya no some of the political elites are complicit almost so kan ho bi because we penyin bi awakosi dan wo water we su because we minister anase or nitumi kakra bi yentimi nya no hwe ena nsase a ensizam dey say ensese ton omo ton even you can say size meant for institutions like CSI and NASIFO. Uko chadu ichiri honum na. Ya ton ni nyina. Na
minister na kobubu bi wo identify for hano.
One near obu and he made a comment be even though why there but meaning in yadwin say.
Yeah.
Out of 1,200 no. 200 penaka. What?
1,200 no. Oma toni na aka 200 acres.
And oma because I'm saying say look if we can destroy that which yehu on the 200 naka no. Chairman kaini nyina we should find a way. But see and regularize it.
No, because you see Edru baby untimi nya ho hwe
Chairman, because we can always do something.
We're looking at about 1,000 acres of land.
Yes.
Are developing. In Krofesi dying, or my gutters, or my lorry or my schools, or my clinics, or my hospitals, or my police station. Are you going to break it all down?
Chairman, you see elsewhere, upa si beje Al Khalifa wo yebebunu.
Yeah, but you see, unfortunately, no, and here elsewhere. It doesn't apply to us.
No, it does because I think
a woman said in Krofone Tiamra.
Yes.
But sadly, it is unrealistic. You see, because do you know only near friend 800 acres?
Chairman.
I know. I'm just stimulating in common.
That's 1,600 plots. Yes.
2,400 plots of land. In Tifanese on each. It's 32 plots, 3,200 plots. In Tifanese on every plot, you see dying. That is 3,200 houses.
Yes.
You cannot break those houses down. It comes with infrastructure like roads, schools, hospitals, clinics. It's I said that's about the only thing you can do. Because at this point,
that's what emboldens people. Because someone say, yet me and Cruchine do baby. The worst that can happen is you mumbra na regularize it.
But German, Onupono say 3,800 houses. Not for the household be a nipa 5 no man. 19,000 people.
In 20 minutes,
as it is or a very complicated issue. But now you there or there prevent. We need them more draw.
Man, the entire me drew on is politicians. Be they are the first to start selling for them to themselves. Now if you omudi be accounts and to where them stop here, idea I'm very involved in. But on the point of solutions, no, Chairman. omaimo yenka no kre yenim the causes, the drivers of flooding. We know some of them. We may not be experts in environment and as anyone, but we can lay views would suggest things like sanitation is a problem. You spoke about bad engineering, sanitation, Chairman. You have no idea how much we expend on sanitation in this country. Now, so we've moved from bad to worse, and we are maintaining some model. No,
you see, then still my worry still stands. Say you could apan.
It is a binary contract.
We need to know. I mean, some of this. Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Who Kenyan? I agree perfectly with you there. Or you're there aban. Or you're mindful as to how cry allocate plots as a district assembly. Or they make sure every day you will works department or around a bit more church or ban. Absolutely. I mean, say what you do man a DBA would and a one will check the BBI in place. Them having about 3,800 houses. Oh, see, it means some of them they condone and connive for people to build around. Now, my Eric, baby to the circle. Before I buy that mean interchange circle. Which is there a whole one. Any overpass the bed, thinking the busy way. Now, Obia Wukaziguana, Obia, your baby, a boy, being what to be anyhow. She got a case other way. The real gumam, you your tan.
That brings me to my next point.
I need gadgets are open drains.
And I mean, and memory. We still construct open drains. I was. Now me started free sanitation on my bedroom. Chairman, the reason is this. Sir, people think it's cheaper to do that. But Chairman, baby Ghana open drains there and can say a part of your drawings when it comes to the construction of roads in Nasifo.
But don't make a choice, Gassam.
Chairman, the money we are wasting in this country, and me sure say when we start discussing the economy, Chairman, the wastage in this republic. Sika, we Chairman, cathedral. Say how much are we projecting to spend on the cathedral? Projects our cathedral. Is it a priority? Say we are flooding Kunya, we are Sri Japadia. If we were to direct Sika cathedral into some of these things, and see, you don't serve God just by merely building an edifice. Sometimes Sebi it's more.
I think it's the Insuya Cathedral.
No, I
think Obi the idea be about Obi say let us mark the 3,200 plots that have been taken already. Let us leave out things like police station, government institutions. Now let us find them
hugely.
Weak institutions are one of the reasons for our downward progress.
Absolutely.
We can't let them go unpunished.
Yes.
Big ups to the Greater Accra Regional Minister for relentlessly being persistent. And that's another example. To say police stations are the free. Individuals now on my top plot.
Let's sell the plots to them at market at prevailing market price.
And this is from Odikro.
On some of these plots. Chairman, you find no more at prevailing market rates. Sasikano, I can tell you, sir, if indeed you be turned dynamo at an assassinal momo at prevailing market rates, Sika Ebenyano. Chairman, Uko cantonments is here. And sometimes we bring one in Tiasi. Adikra state lands. Ya Chenbasa, Ebimo have also taken it without recourse to the state. Now, Chairman Sebi, Ankasa, Sasina, Ewo cantonments are man for be a fat without recourse to the state. Ebimoso, Efa, Quimbisu, Echicha, and Sasina Momono. If the state were to even enter into a partnership with the private entity, see apartments. Yen equity ni assassino. Let's work out a plan renter obejino, this is how much government is going to be entitled to. Chairman, you have no idea because I want to know dollars they charge you. Sika nanka ye benye free ho. Nti media my suggestion is lands are manfa encroach was so nyina Achimota forest, the reserve, Achimota reserve, not the forest, the reserve. Chairman, manfa encroachia masesia the reserve na kan, including both the forest cover and the impervious cover no. Abe kiti enu crazy am contain in the name of peripheral parts of the reserve. But baby omedi kan encroach no omo nin krata. Chairman from yakan say your friend Dimples, Sarah about all the way to Fiesta. Obi and you are genuine krata because the reserve had not been declassified. And to say, see, you be regularize ya momoa. Nkrofo mo sisi dan and say, okay, sisi ade baby omedri. We can't probably sack them and destroy our properties. No, say, okay, you be turn at market raise. Chama, you have no idea how much money we can raise. And let's come up with a model. Says I want encourage my phone this government and lands and natural resources. This is directly under your purview. Near SAA and say all lands belonging to the state states in J Muyeno manfo akwa encroach no. Let's take a stock of all of them. Now in the mom at prevailing market rates, so you can regularize or must stay on those lands. No, now at the end of the day, I buy su benya home for. But I was talking about sanitation, any open drains in Nazipo. Yeah. Man, must we have one entity managing our sanitation in this country? That model has proven to be ineffective. It has proven to be inefficient. It has proven to be a waste of our resources. Can't we open up that space? Because, Chairman, elsewhere, Republic of Gambaga and other republics, Chairman, sanitation is a big deal. You can have two companies, sometimes we run be see anymore. Now what two dumpsters are? Two different companies na eyo huejuma. Ye bie muama ejuan aye easy and everybody is effective. Until you hardly find ye or my mono. But you monopoly say it breeds inefficiency. But we've tried the model be over 10 years. You say it's not serving the very purpose we set out to achieve. No. Until the end say let's revise our nose. But Abamba the same model, Abanqua the same model, and a champion soon says I can tell me.
Champions no.
Cry and say, oh no, I mean the company doesn't strike an agreement directly with the assemblies. The agreement is in the name of the assemblies. But you Sika war district common fund administrator, which is the source assemblies no enyo musika free. Until no crown chain Sika no assemblies or no might decide say this is how much we are allocating to sanitation. Until based on the performance with respect to the contract that subsists between you and two no. This is how much you deserve. Yeah, just a from source. Until you the assemblies have nothing to say. And me feel say when you're counting a ball, I'm not saying say your attitude as Ghanaians and your problem. But sometimes, Chairman, Anka your war dustbins.
Every district.
Yes, dustbins. Ewo baby a would yemfan say sika sebi a bimu ag at source nanka di ye di ama assembly si na catch on say these are the indicators like the key performance indicators are ye di mamu as far as sanitation goes. You must have sub bins, that's rubbish bins all over your district. And now collection points to make sure say by this day then we can hold assemblies to that. And we are sure that there could even be local contractors be ejuman sebi ye chicha mo betima ye ejuman kama. But until such a time you better decentralize the management of sanitation. We claim we are running a decentralization system. Now so we don't decentralize resources. We only decentralize responsibilities. And in the egu assemblies, and sometimes we don't see improvement in some of areas that you say improvement, Intermediate, I say ye jai open gutters construction. I say we need to have a rethink about our sanitation management regime in this country, and kanka the kinds of contracts we sign, and the execution entities that are involved. I say a dream will be in German.
I'll say a dream will be in
General.
Yes.
Anopa you momentia on near with you for.
Yeah, Joso.
And you have a phone now. Minu minister. And why papa.
Oh yes. Since the last time I'm in Chairman, I've seen
ambassador at large.
I've seen significant changes.
I think Mohammed is
from the Republic of Bangaga.
Gambaga dear bad sir.
Foreign minister. Menu memo kwaba.
Me use
Chairman. Me chair me krom kransan do me abrafo nyina so.
Amajo so.
Anopai wa kwobọ me ba bi so kakra.
Sir.
Na eno ane flooding asema wo kan yi. Ne akwan ho asem. Men kan emu aso enkan kwa chiri. Da bia me kan wo video so. Me metie new botiano.
Yeah.
I raho sem say ensuo to akra ha. Untumi nkofie. Wo fie so a untumi makrom. If you were junction, Ekusi Westfields Mall, car ma. Anytime the end should be to be here. Aje after hours. Na atokra we are sabi o ade ache no. Etimi be 5-6 days. Na anwea na ahipu wo kwan so no na eguso. Na kasi I mean honko akeke. Obetime di almost about an hour now in traffic. Eti flooding hon some dear. A idea had been papa. Ya quite say, and yet, yeah, quite no city out. I mean, it's a soon to a crana driving on that crane problem, then sweating at all. O free, not tram bonds now come if years as well. A so to out in coffee. O fish on to me, man. A quite some dear hard drink. Any person in a bind so like a hobby. So, said you see a year near man, any idea. Ofi Gambaga ba enche. Obi fro sabi we mchen o man mu no si ba bia. Obi no catch us man to be antonchene. But obi discipline.
Oh yes.
Odu kronma na ono ade atum se ha de mra ya adwuma ha. Nti de kan nyina enforcement of the law. Se mra na ya adwuma sabi nsemhunu bi eren ebijai. Cause na odwene ho a wontimi ntiase se oman mu no for example for pens no ye bibi na alajo na ensuo to alajo da bia na e ka ho asem afi bia on say ajai
as a president for e ba no be drain for
drains no but and that drains ni eyi the omo ye no te say book no ebubu eyi no maintenance but na alajo na asumdue ni alajo say do rainy season na obi akọ vacation alajo ensuo no jaya na obi asan aba because every year bia na yet dede ye ni esun alajo but we for time no sa na man den e true try ye kwan fa so ye maintain ye niema ye ngata sakesie na chairman o say ye nuan ma sabi ye ball adwuma mo tricycle na mo de oh my Ghana. O kwa bon say obi dia say no wagye kwan num na okọ fie. De all courses obi yegu kwan mu so a na we yidi opa gu kwan num. Na o de aka yen ekọ. Na minim say oba wagya ho a I don't know how I'm from right or baby. Minim na me kopa bibia to na electricity card bi no obi chem baby. Many say I'm good baller. When I call who this bobo yai, bohum be 1,000. Now shed the Kosu area. It's true. Sanitation on Sabi company na a young Jumano. Yamian no cresse or my gunning in a company back up. Maybe who say I near you and just try cycle and come a ball a mini be vanco. And but the bottom one whom you pay brino or what you treat to chamna. Normally omo ball na den agum no mo hye no esa so a na etete enti me obi a me ne share a war ta de ne anya kasa kakra because me feel say e so this abonte na den ye be fa enti bola ene de anya me na abe sika
beans no Ghana for
ene de abe sika
onim say enkrofo bi e de omo de akosi dem no mo din show agum yeah, so it is a water receptacle. It is a barrel. You're shocked?
Just like a crab, a crab, who did you?
Yes. Sub beans, no. Now, companies are planning free.
Yeah.
Ain't he? We attempt to be say, the bear, I think 1 million beans. I go around. I could call residential areas near there. We be jibbing now. No chicken who fine. No, they see the kitchen and the storeroom and any them. Now I anchor and sew. It's a company in the bounce on tracks, no. I will hooks be a pager beam. Into Babano, no much chill ballano. A good dining, if you name.
Now being is inside what you say.
No.
Miss you soon
Charles, if it was that when no matter. Charles, also one power no matter. If it can't have me. Apart from Insuno, I think apart from Insuno, it be so dear storage into be an cooking kaka. No ashishi womb. Nice in the storeroom, into milk, sardine. Oh, I think we say.
German.
If you are a cry here, no, I cry here.
I thought that anything I am to me, could draw and I am to me, Cassa, ye blame a buying. Because see, a bino of free one a coin.
Oh, yes.
Ye mubiano. So we work a Jeep Dasby. Now, also. Me fa bola ningu nya wo ankoto ya mfa ya ntoma so wa akoto wa de ga so be decide say sabi o de anwia kwa na beguma say ne wa de but de ma free fa de we gum wo se me mfa gum na the same person so no na chama we think of one nsuo to a o ma cheche bola na o bag bi sisi ho ti nsuo to a susan no ba no na o de amane no so fanko
but chairman Charles wait a minute Chairman, it comes back to the point I was making earlier, sir. We need to decentralize the management of sanitation to the assemblies. Sebi, Sanka assemblies in charge, and they are involved in that process. You distributing beans now. Omonim say, okay, every household be a distributing beans. No, maybe there is some tag. Be could be a plate, and I say, this country. I mean, this house is a beneficiary. The sada beans no biaba. Ye banner bin in New the assembly through bylaws can start finding a mfia ye ba ye who sabins no. But says here the assembly is completely cut off. They are part of the process no only in name. Until how then do they enforce new maybe? But anka omo manage sanitation. Would the responsibility need is on them say so muye. But one for resources they don't control the resources. And sanitation is a significant part of our budget. Now, so they have no control over it. Ntianka ye di ma omo se monhwe so na ye sanitation in the various districts no be ko yia. Ye the beans no ba because answer na ebe no. Me sure say assembly betimi aka say ye fashion so de bi embo fie bi a ye de bin no ko. Na ye mbo de wuro say ye ba wo fie na bin ni ho a. This is how much you'll be fined. Now omo chase na say omushase yes enforces our bylaws na chema me gidi say sebi some of these unusual stories are okay me sure say anka ye ntibi
say me can Charles about me
no at me anka say chema that's be
opa bisa o dey friend say me ma wild story bi keke o dey bisa so about toss
we say to football
about toss say so 1 million beans no mo cheche Edru baby no mo accounting for it no. It's been assigned to Charles Owusu. House number D12. Ya tro kratem. Ya buy Charles. Bin no way. Oh, nkolano na ye na afaha na ye na
na
it's ni dan echi or the barrel nsuo wom. Ana say wahihye nyoma wom. Charles,
Chairman, when you say elsewhere, council for NH sanitation, so just like it should be, I mean, in that case, it should be the assembly. So council for or more tracks ne biba, and our companies or me jumama council no. Or be foul, ne be ni wa. When the council nobody.
So it comes back to our assemblies and law enforcement.
Chairman, they have the power to manage sanitation has been taken away from them. And that's until Amika said, we need to rethink the model we've been working with over the years, Yeah, the Ejumana mom, now so Akadia say Omodi Ejumano so. Yeah, Jeff Roman same. Oh, and sometimes you get the feeling that like sometimes you just get the feeling that it appears we are moving about in circles. Trying to escape solutions now.
Yes, sir. Yembisa relevant questions. Questions of Bob Wahen. Yembisa. Yansu Yusuban. Yes, sir. And collectively, I think we'll get there.
No, so by the day, no, yeah, you say, but I buy so I say I buy. Oh yes, yes, contracts are market assembly. Give them the power to manage sanitation. By giving them the resources, let them decide entity on person money on muye juma. Let them, and you can hold them to that. But why mama juma, why mama akadia no? How do you hold me responsible? Ultimas here. Enti we are moving about in circles. Any na him no kure no. But the empesa can.
I mean, my municipal chief executive
yes.
Say a chief executive. Act or establish, no enforce. Decentralization or empower or mautum to be creative. Kwana bafado are able to make generate your own resources or very important. Here, for Takwa example, chairman, ye be there. Revenue collectors naranka sample. They were complaining because nana kitiano usa. Inti se kadon kwa jimbra. On commission basis, Obebano said be declare. Now I'm pono a percentage. What do you do? Freno. Na yin kasa na motivating no pay him well or her well. Na money training because only a training bia into collection or yen pono how even to collect them. Ebi wo pa okwa no okokontukwa. And my day. We put all of them together. Yeah, man, special training. We bought them different uniforms. They were well motivated. Me say within 3 months, now revenue will increase almost 150% out of that. Now, other small companies now will honor. How do you also take advantage to talk to them to pay tax? A local one on support the development of the area.
Yeah, so now I suggesting said they should use IGRs, internally generated revenues.
IGF.
No, it's the same thing.
I mean, yes. How you term it?
To fund sanitation. Is that your suggestion?
What I'm suggesting
because there's already a federal, there's already a central allocation.
What I'm suggesting there are measures and powers within the assembly. You can use those powers to regulate revenue and other sanitation issues.
Revenue.
I'm talking of
sanitation
is about revenue. Sanitation is about revenue.
Yes, there's revenue. There's money for it already.
Money
just that
from the
central
bank or from the central government may not flow as expected.
How do you mean?
Because obviously in Ghana we cannot pretend. And
the issue is not about the delay in disbursements. So they have no control. They have no control.
Remember,
whether it is delayed or not is immaterial. The point is they have no control over as far as sanitation goes. And only as no.
And you're suggesting said the order came from above.
Yes. And you need the answer to oh, you have sign a contract. Until Nipana, you know, I sign a contract. If I sign a contract with you, that agreement subsists between me, no. Until all obligations therein, I say, a year obligations are mean as me fulfill it. But a back Kitriana, Nipano Kojinisika was raw. Oh,
but the assemblies, still are Otum, Omaotum, Waye, Ura, Wejuma, Bola, Wejuma. The no, but I mean, or a day it's as there. Assembly system, no. They what's the one? They have their own
sanitation.
Oh, yes, a buying support with other companies and the companies that are working in sanitation sector. You know them. But within that,
anyway, the conversation about Insuto and but it's a conversation. Yes, it's a conversation.
They were, and then I'm sure BB on Facebook. Na minim Kokrokoo there. Na wo hwe baby enso na drew omo na no dem papa. But now here nipa enemu ntino I think say ye nyina careful so
climate change
fantastic.
Also there
yeah.
We keep deforesting. The only reserves are here. Who declare you are declassifying our only reserves, and you are talking about climate change.
Green Ghana. We've been planting trees all over.
How do you I don't have to wait for a project called and a program called Green Ghana for me to plant trees. I do that already. But
because you are aware.
Chairman,
because it is your style.
When the forests are only reserved, and you turn around and say, "Oh, Obiango,
only reserve
in Accra, the capital city of Accra, that is the only forest reserve we have. We don't have anywhere else.
I'm a forest reserve. No, I'm a forest reserve. Reserve.
You want
forest cover no any forest.
You want us to go into that area now?
You want us to do?
Let me look at other.
You don't talk about climate change. Abraham, that would hasten climate change.
I think my memo will bear 5 to 7 minutes. State of Ghana's economy amidst price hikes and rising inflation. Because even though it's a very important area. You care about sanitation issues. You bet me the whole morning. If I don't mind, we can continue because there's so many issues. But because you mentioned the state of the economy, so tell me about your costs. What do you think?
Mr. Chairman. Let me say, yeah. Sika 722. You see, I dream pembes we are a hard dream. Wow, we are Ghana ni our person can credit. Chairman, we are living in dire times. Yen sika 722 no enko ye. And nyoma bi wo ho a ye di kire ana wo hwa obetimi aka say oh say nyoma ba ko mienu miense yi etochima na che say sika 722 no enko ye. And na e amo a multi brofo bebrebe you refer to as economic pointers and indicators. Chairman, one of the major indicators are economists use to determine the health of an economy and by extension the well-being of citizens inflation, because inflation na in fact it actually helps you to appreciate the cost of living. It doesn't matter the kind of income it is. It could be wage income, it could be profit income, whatever income be a wunyano. For sa income no ana sa income you can say income na mekam.
Sika obenya.
Income you can say.
Sika obenya.
Sika obenya no. Sika obenya no. Nemfaso a ubetimi hu ejina nyoma dudu a ebetimi ato. Na nyoma dudu a ebetimi ato no so ejina nyoma no bo so. Enti se no bo no kosora am prempi e friend inflation na affecting nyoma dudu a ebetimi ato. So your real income, which is when you take your income and adjust it for inflation, one end a bit tibia woman and whether you are living well or not. Ntiamfa nse kaninu chama na minya 100 cedis as my wage income. Na inflation was around 2%, for example. Nyoma nanka mitimi 100 cedis no aton. Say inflation no kosura, which means the prices of goods and services so kosura. Mintimi nto sa nyoma ne biem. Kaninu nanka mitimi to 5 tins of milk. Say mintimi nto. Nti fan say me busuya no number no stays constant. The number of dependents on me no stays constant. And sisaye. But my real income has declined. Which means that nyoma na me to eba fie no mintimi nto sa biem. Nti anka if as a family now you the 10 tins of milk na ye num in a week. Say I said ye tisuba be 3. Let's say tisuba 3 Chairman, the number of family members no the same way and society. And imagine using 3 tins of milk in a week and for a week compared to time and use it 10. Not just say yeah sitting more for the West. And inflation is very, very important. Now, Usha Ghana says, yeah, inflation is in the province of 27.3%. Chairman, that is a gargantuan increase. That increase, a bit more, like I said, it is the highest in over 10 years, and 15 years. In the last we had inflation figure close to where was in 2004. NHL said, indeed, one of the pointers I stress about your economy, NHL said, Nyoma Enkoyi. But sometimes, analysis, it should not just be about trend analysis. So inflation was this and it grew up to this point. We need to analyze the indicator itself. What are the drivers? Inflation inflation currently is food and energy driven. Says here, and say cost of energy,
mostly fuel.
Yes, mostly fuel. Yeah, not just mostly fuel. Because the other
the other sources of energy.
Fuel also count electricity, for example. If LNG cost has gone up, certainly it would reflect in the price. So food, energy, and our face the cost of imports. And now, generally speaking, forex exchange. These are the main drivers of the current inflation. Now, offer food, Chairman, like it or not, Adriani Boakosro. If we want to stem the tide of inflation, I say sure. Energy, you can say, I wouldn't say it's entirely exogenous. Say you need to me war energy no who be, but you want to me kakra. Some of the causes, external, Ghana and Shadan, need to me and so on. But Ufa Ghana, we are a net importer, which means yes, we are the big one on it. So when you net our exports and our imports of fuel now, there's a deficit. Until we are net importer, which means we export less than we import. But nonetheless, we export. Until Faswa, ever exports no. At least, odi to 2 car to import no. Shadan who is a difference no also be sir. But nevertheless, difference ewo. Until no so kahuna the prices of fuel and the price of fuel cost no. But beyond the price of crude and refined products cost on the international market, there are other components in the price build-up, and also kahuma cost of fuel cost which we have control over. Tax components as if we asheso. But Chairman, kumike sikrane exchange rate. Says here, Obia autonomous free China, Dubai, America, Bibia no. There is a cost of inflation, and I factor that accounts for a rise in general price. Foreign exchange pass through, which means exchange rate can affect how much prices grow or come down in your country. And this is how it works. Yamvan say, can you name the $10,000 nekoto nyoma wa manone ebeton, and let's say the Ghana cedi was exchanging at 5 cedis. Chama me the 5 cedis no na me calculation na maton minimum no. Sesia say the price of the dollar, which is the exchange rate, a cost ra. Okay. Yamba says me turn 9 cedis. Na me ko turn minimum no ba. Mean turn the way na me turn your man no abra na dollar near 5 cedis no. So the price of the dollar, the increase in the price of the dollar no, would affect the increase in my pricing.
Everybody knows that.
Absolutely. Now, Chairman, your exchange rate no like answer me. We all know the causes. Near the kind, but I'll just group them into.
So, what is the solution?
Chairman, solution is there. And also, but near the kind, your fire exchange rate side now, we need to review our laws on profit repatriation. It's very fundamental. Forex flight is the major reason why there war exchange rate issues in this country. Because among for be juma sabi ye omoji omusika in Ghana cedis, but omodi profits ni ko mo our currency is not convertible. Until some got third currency, which is usually the dollar. Already there is shortage of supply, which is the reason our prices are costly. I didn't know and amount for be super until the price now cost. Until amount for now and our companies are see amount for profits ne being kwama no no. No matter to kakrana e wo no more dia ko. The second issue is corruption process. Chairman, you have no idea how much money in forex terms every Omaimu through unearned incomes. A man for mu sika, and I am being very blunt on this. A man for more bemunin your money abemo mu sika na no dia quarter forex.
Unim say the word riano.
Well,
yintimi and canasa. So
Chairman, unearned income is a chrono.
Because one Otia say a man for abemo sika. See, I'm a catch you body untimi body.
Oh, Chairman, minka say assume and assess the way.
Mr. Inti Uyans are blanket at the end of the day, you're not being fair to anybody.
Very well. Very well.
It is a blanket statement.
No problem. So I'll rephrase.
Republic of Gambaga.
A man for omu wiesika says Yaminka say no more abemo. Me see a man for mu wiesika wa omaimuno.
No problem.
Omo de sika no e kwa ma no ne a. Sabi Ghana citizen ntimi mfa nko US and UK. E so to omo krom sika no. Now they are called. We susal sikaya every omaimu aircon through Zakrono boy is one problem. The other issue, soon say, Chairman, in production. I mean, I was excited when it was said, say, oh, MPP Babemwa, there's going to be concentration on production. Because, Chairman, it is fundamental. Your car structural transformation now it's a simple concept, even though it requires certain decisions, but it's basically realigning your allocations from one sector to the other. And the emphasis say manufacturing your sector yes say sika also because we are importing a lot of manufactured goods. Now your fee say, oh, Ghana your capacity to be able to produce Nyomabi into the NSA boosting up manufacturing subsector. And
you're in a starting 1D1F concept. Actually no guta ni ababenyan tokwa on brofrom can say there was this a year say to make locally manufactured goods more competitive. Association of Ghana Industries came into an agreement with Abai on something. There's a dimbium of the man it slips me now. The Mikaya and yeah nubi in the and
Chairman, what are we producing or what have we produced?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
And that's why I started by saying there was that understanding, and I was fully excited, like I was overwhelmed. Say, finally, there is some thought about structural transformation.
Okay, Medasi benchmark value. Obi Asempa FM producer at large, more fire. And you know the benchmark value in Tokwe buying.
But.
Well, but as you yourself said, no, say a process in your event.
No.
I'm on first starting. Yeah, Madam, I say, Minia Fred, Minia Bam, Madam, I say, benchmark value.
No, I agree.
Okay, I say, I
didn't talk about it.
Up to now, no question since so, say, you manufacture something in Ghana. Now, Duka Edifi Amanoneba, he still brings it at a cheaper cost than you do.
No, I agree.
So what do we do?
No, Chairman, one who said, if you have local industries and local plants are almost producing similar goods that are being imported, of course, me, without sounding protectionist, there should be some arrangement to make our local produce, our local products competitive. And I will support it on any day. Because, Chairman, you are signing WTO agreements, but even in the US, there is protectionism in some areas. And if the understanding is you pursue proper manufacturing, Chairman, something ought to give.
But if you're going to do protectionism now, the threat
you don't declare
no, and the threat of Minto Obama comes in. What do you do?
Chairman, you see.
Because we are a political country. Politics they did too much. Say government be decided say protectionism. Not saying you're good for then the other side says say
so Chairman,
so what do we do?
And because we need to have politics of conviction. If you feel that this is good, you are very convinced that Adi Ebebua Ghana mine, let them make the noise. Me sure say Ghana for better here because the Ghana ni say ehun say obia or produce Ghana ni nyoma na yekoto anu bo form chain your okra bana. Na wuti ho opposition ti wo ye de say oh mo nkra nyoma no mba na no mo na ya. Jama the voters sabi. Omunim nyansa. Nti go for that which you think will help the cause of Ghana. As for obia one interest. Even within ECOWAS Krana. Chema, you can't just export. Say, see, there's free movement of factors.
Is it a pretty much hopeless situation?
It is not. Chema, even within ECOWAS, you see, you can produce and sell in Nigeria and elsewhere and so on. But there are clauses that prevent a friend deflection. So, bring it to Ghana and claim, say, it's from Ghana. Now you repackage it and send it to Nigeria. There are clauses that prevent that. So, which tells you, say, bringing goods from elsewhere, no, a kili and a kun local production. If in the sub-region, you say, we want to increase our tradables. We want to encourage more local and sub-regional production. Now we work on Manonia, Kokrokoo, Uba, now a sub package, you will call Nigeria. ECOWAS won't allow it, even though there is free movement of goods and services.
What is the solution?
The solution, no, Chairman, and they said we need to increase our production, local manufacturing. And found near who junior opponents back there, Chairman, my issue.
Well, it looks like you're here.
Because I don't know.
Obi Dinkrebia Bremi on the issue of Yakaba institutions, or say institutions don't work in this country. We need to whip the heads of all institutions in line plus all their staff. Listen, I had a problem with the shipping line for overcharging me on a container. I wrote to the Ghana Shippers Authority in 2018 to intervene. I was called by an officer from Shippers Authority 3 days ago to ask me what was the merit on the issue I reported to them.
Since 2018.
Kwame, after 4 years, they are now asking me, Dig, Ghana, and then this one says, Atik, it's good to hear you on Kokrokoo, the best and qualitative media platform, education, information, and enlightenment on public and national community issues. Atik, welcome. Call me after your show. I miss you. My regards to Honorable Mreku Duka and Papa Sofo Charles Owusu, Obatampa Frances Arabna Esiam. Send that one in. And then now, Obi Ede Bakwa Bremi, say your friend Ban say Kwame, imagine Nigeria, for example, is now concentrating on consumption of local rice. And production of same. It has discouraged importation of foreign rice. Now, let me add to what Ban says. You know who's in charge of that project? Ghanaian.
Former Minister
Abraham Juma Odum.
And Kufo. Yes. Yeah. Chairman, we have the brains.
So, Abraham Juma Odum is Ghanaian. And now, Oti Nigeria. And now, Obuomo. A local rice production and consumption.
Yes.
Or a Ghanaian.
Yeah, Parliament, you're not different. A friend rice master.
Meanwhile, you're crammed. Uko yache.
Chama, me. My point is say, say,
oh, how no yoko.
No, because what you had or you may have.
Now, boy,
Care Pam Dada.
Oh, I'm man of Quenkraman. So MP. I don't know what money.
Say a
MP.
And that's all you do.
Oh, he said, and the Kufomu, did you work with him? He had to look for a job elsewhere. Chairman, I don't know. Look,
so no MP and you're better MP. I'm a member of Parliament. Or serve on so many committees.
Chairman, okay. Was he serving on so? You serve on
no committees, no on your relevant.
No, your committees soon obey Juma Oyi. He could have done it by
he's been supporting in so many angles. I'm telling you.
You see, the man is the main man in Nigeria. Ghana, or a supporting artist. So a support backing vocalist. And you expect it to work. And Juma, sometimes you will find brains, and you are gifted to. I mean, you are blessed to have had it and to have had such a person in your party. And you say, Sebi, or when this woman Abeka say, oh, you the neighbor Abeka say you are bringing opposition for into, or MPP new. But Jana Kofa. Well, anyway, but the most important point is we have the capacity.
And Pachoya, let me go around.
Politics, see, na SAHI. Me, I'm saying, Chairman, we need to deal with the exchange rate situation because it contributes to inflation going up. It affects our growth and so many other things. And one of the suggestions are me and say, we need to increase local manufacturing. And I mean, political manufacturing, no. ISU 1 to 1 for Yakosi 160, which is 160 cents. Now, so chairman, me whom yama ye produce it to bring down import bill.
At least we never who eku juice.
Now, eku juice, chairman, there are several juices in this country.
Because they are imported. Most of the juice is imported.
Oh, blue skies is there Ghana higher no.
But amudium to me export you.
Oh, amukura want to export.
Yeah.
My point is that.
So why are we still importing? And I say, why are we not putting? No, maybe. So why are we not putting a premium on imported ones and no any benchmark value in Tokana?
Me, I support it.
You support the benchmark value?
Chairman, I am Sebi. If you've had a stint with economics, look, there are a lot of fine brains, and the only way the subtle way to dodge WTO sanctions in respect of protectionism is say introduces maybe. Because if you go all out protectionism, WTO say, oh, you are introducing tariffs and non-tariff barriers, which is against WTO regulations in Sanima. But you see benchmark value. Meaning,
and also on top.
Me assure that this won't be a popular view. But if I were good at for now, many Aban will have a conversation. Okay, local producers, you know.
I think I'm so called Gambaga check into him. Yes, you are. Now Kenya has been done and fought back and forth.
Chairman, no, what I'm trying to it's not agreeing to benchmark, but to say capacity now. Local producers no one. Will it be enough to meet the demand of traders? No. So let them be the marketers, the middlemen. Into who the answer you produce. Good afford should come in.
And yeah, better, sir. But obviously, can't just say you discuss his pet peeve, which is open drains. Into because of that, or gift for you. Well, I'll say, obviously, Kwame.
I hope this one attracts GRA's attention.
Tell Atik. The truth in Ghana is that some of the big importers are financiers of political parties. Will governments have the courage to discourage importation of rice? And obviously, can you imagine if Abraham Juma Odum was the agric minister? Ajo. And obviously, we saw there, it's not a crowd there. Now, Papa is tag master.
No,
tag master or Takra Deport.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, my one friend, Auntie Julie.
But just say,
oh, my one friend, Auntie Julie.
Dabby.
Okay. Into what the message in the bio. I see Duke be normally on Takradi those days. He was a tag master at Takradi Port near the Auntie Julie, and he wants to know if you're the same. Papa now.
Or a Beza. Oh, Holy Child Secondary School.
Okay. Holy Child. Naturally, you be here for starting at
I'm uncle school. I'm uncle school at the saddle. And I'm supposed to say one camera on 1 year.
Yes, anyway, you can quick comments. I'll go to Charles Defe.
Chairman, Ozikan, Menda Wasi. Na Mama Munia Kakraba Tika Kwaba.
Hey, Natik, when him George Quating? When him George Quating? Adenta.
That trouble somewhere.
Unim is trouble. Tell Atik, my good friend, he's welcome. I am ready to accompany him to the Republic of Gambaga to start farming to reduce importation. By the way, is he still unmarried? Okay. Chairman. Chairman.
Yes, sir. We had be sending message there. Gambaga Foso, who Atikacha.
Hey,
na
intended or question.
And
I say Gambaga for those who nache. But occur Republic of Gambaga.
And see Mobonabado, irrespective of Maunim Dadao, no Kodarusiazi, no Kusiazi Kakraba, which is the money everywhere. The money, Nimo, Dom. Upgrade one home.
Okay, one last sorry, but Obiso quote Abraham Juma Odum. Also, the Nigeria rice industry, according to Juma Odum, is 1, the buy-in of the central bank. 2, the singular commitment of the president. He called this an industry-focused government policy, where we need a collaboration of the president, the agric minister, and the governor of the Bank of Ghana. Okay.
This is a summary of what is
required.
Rice master, Mejizi there, so Orite man pay. You know issues. Into me we are on from. na yebeshia na anamon bi order yetu bia yedebobo money mo wetu pon yetu yes aboma waboa but mama kan on authority so there he was the MP for Chifu Atimokwa. And very useful. And Abraham here MC, no so a DC, and later became deputy minister
under President Kufu.
Local government and the Chioko Health. Na chairman, asama all kodo wo Ghana na we are definitely na we are not in normal times in terms of yan abrabum. Say Erika Bibi afa mprempre morokodo na say 1983 na say na wonyo do ababa o ana wonyo do ateto na wo Ghana ha na hwe komo beya na say kasa you be careful en kan tra da ma de jama all is lost because it to me compare 1983 to the current situation you appreciate better what is going on now. Ibia nyi wa abotum aka kire mbe moro kodo no sebia ibia na nyu age ho as a Ghanaian and as a human being de Erika economy ni ho asem Erika diban ho asem or your life and death asem so there you careful whether you are in government or out of government yere kasa nso so a da mabri no ide ye ya manyo sem yezi fim kra aba nsi na America dam Australia, for example, in 2021, no, the 13th largest national economy globally. We are there for mana Sebia Uza Kutsin pa Dene and Montu with the Banim salaries, everything as far as economy is concerned. Australia, no to do basa. As I speak with you. Australia is struggling.
Yes, it's struggling.
Sir, America there, Australia, Sabia, one sikatotunsam watu I mean wakufuma na me pacha there. Ehwa menyo kasi one expenditure kawa woro bo anamana woro tutu. As of last week, now I spent Australian dollars 312 billion. That is 16% of their 2020 GDP.
On what? They spent on what?
The entire expenditure portfolio of yes of Australia. There, and I want to know surprisingly, what shock one on the effect of Ukraine invasion, COVID invasion. Na ehwe nansanyara asembia yura Boris Johnson. Okay. Ena asembia oye yura Biden. Okay. Na mepede atik nansanya no kosuadze obey. Mekankana nanka Sabia, what translate am on put the translation, Mamfama Sofo, na Sofo translate on better see. Now what translating, kama odama, doma oha. Share Yura Prime Minister Boris Johnson or Kasimbi, and I'm quoting him. Ossi, there is no quick fix to the economic instability caused by Russia invasion of Ukraine and the economic consequences of the war will abate over time. And let me repeat it. There is no quick fix to the economic instability caused by Russia invasion of Ukraine and the economic consequences of the war will abate over time.
Honorable.
The
UK economy was already on a nosedive.
Honorable. Say, welcome exactly 10 minutes. Wrap it up.
Chairman, my American Union, we are about solution on no young. Chairman,
cannot be a standard.
Oh. How the Maba? sisi amfi UK mpo they be also on where develop sisi on your standard on your benchmark.
Chairman, I can
that
tell
is good.
No, I can
Ghana is better than UK
no,
now. I'm happy.
You see,
I'm happy to hear that.
Crisis prior to the Ukraine invasion, UK was already in trouble. I'm
happy. I'm happy there. Ghana is better than UK. If you are saying so, no.
Like should not be your standard in Chelsea.
Okay,
but I think just to make you feel good on a very light note, say Gadus, Semen Kancho, say ignore George Kwarteng because he himself is afraid to marry any of his numerous girlfriends. Okay, back to UK.
Hey, Chairman. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't sound like it's Chairman. Hey, fatigue na semi twinchen.
Malpen into
Chairman, hey, mo hiam ni there. In some America no. It's sabi oya ayem shishisam. Oya some ohia Ghana for. America oya dey nyina yetase. O san the homegrown policies na America no. Most the kind pa mi ohiam rekuduka oya ntase. We need to understand where we are. There we are not in normal times. Or very important. Sienzi kana antasa ebaka cancer no obi aba fa tra. But when we understand there are some no onya campaign na nado danko Akufo-Addo who has caused it. Nemom oye riaza fa ne nyina morkodo na na mo na ode ye nyina yetase ne yetu abobo money. It is important. And
but who is in the chair?
Crisis even before the invasion.
Who is in the chair?
He was in trouble even before the invasion. Look at the indicators.
Who is in the chair?
Missy.
Was selected.
Sabia, Minka de Yabene ya Ghana paradise. That is not what I said. But Missy, whether we like it or not, COVID, Ukraine invasion, when your effect on this economy. Share Egypt. Why? The whole world. The whole world. Yes.
Ghana imports wheat from Ukraine.
The whole world. Country will consume wheat pie.
Yeah, no correct. And they are
why are they not struggling?
No, they are affected. But do we import wheat from
Mami Kabibi, you export manganese. You export manganese, you do call Ukraine. Manganese in your stockpile. You know, it has an effect.
Maybe suggest one question. Just one question, and then I'll wrap up.
Yeah.
Between 2017 and in the June 2022, how much money has been pumped into the agric sector?
Into
the agric sector.
Agric, okay.
Chairman, no question mini figure no ha.
I'm hearing figures of about $4 billion. Oh, no kwara.
Chairman, no muntum confirm wa.
We need to investigate
muntum confirm wa. Osande or your question bisa or relevant.
No, because
at the appropriate time you're wrong to ask. Minka do wrong to ask. But miss mini figures no wa. Until I will find out and accordingly feed me chairman with the information. Until them Ghana for
independently we need to find out.
Hey chairman. Hey and remember hey na abrancer Kokrokoo oh fuel no buyers na America chair me church and say mu chen dem ma wiaze orkodo no catch them de oh wiaze orkodo na hwe baby fuel no bu ofom am se hwe menyo kase ehwe South Africa or Africa here me nkweche fuel per liter or $1.562 per liter, or translated by Yensi Kasema, which is 12 cedis, 46 pesos, which is more than
because
our
of the weak exchange rate. Yeah,
Anamabwa.
I'm sure that at the end of the day, $1. Yeah, but
every Canada, every Spain, every Denmark, every Norway.
Rates to compare the prices.
Oh,
sorry.
At the end of the day, fuel prices. Oh, Mapon.
Oh, Chairman, here, quick one. Chairman, One, oh yeah, taxes or the taxes.
Two,
oh yeah, Adibia for February. Nembre wo Cote d'Ivoire wo ye Ghana so ye be some time past there ibiara Ivory Coast ni ikita teacher ni public servant amanyonyi but more than the budue bibi
so agree
the ban wo garden biara wo BB and operation feed yourself. Or in your brofakasi, or ye ban, one some the hurricane, it did be a bobwa. What to do, Bassa? Only ye expectation. See, Sarah, or then an expectation as a country, or the situation you will manage an expectation. Sunday, you to afford the day will lose out more from my own school fees. We can't afford that because we're there, irrespective of the situation. A woman, you could educate your more fraba into the secondary school free education is very important, and those who are advocating it must be cancelled. You know, I don't agree with them.
3.
You go on with.
What's the final one?
Or a day, yen export. Also, so yeah, kwana able to me export and reduce importation. Na bibiara ye no hano Ghana tara ebesha yenshe Ghana ntar. Ghana is ban ibiza yenzi Ghana is ban. Let's develop our country together.
Let's develop our country together. Obviously, the government should side with AGI against GOTA. That is the way to go. Chairman General, I always agree with you. Like you always say, we need someone who's a benevolent dictator from Safu Okantanka and Okanshin. Well, interesting. Charles Yampon.
Chairman.
Yes.
The woman baby Edri. You feel one some yeka. You put mudi one some yeka. You different any fiber. The bedi ni ebenum ye be hye ni baby ebeda affect obi bia emfa ho ni o tibia owom nemom no kwasam ni se ekom de wa pa eto da de aduani sija so se wo twan amana biansa ayana edi ntine mpani for se ekom de na no aduani a emeda because e sija so nyina na de ade ewu ma hwese abiana se menti eto da obi hia se odi bibi gari bia ya soku kakra we need short-term, medium-term, long-term approach. There are several issues. The Minister can no correct. The moment you can say, "Yeah, see, that resource, a bit mama, what about there?" I no correct because even the manufacturing grana, yen started in it. In we are banning it. In free watching, but we have to start from somewhere. The moment you are buying by ya, a bed boy, my yetima, I never be a 2 a.m. Company for say, be the one man out to wedding. Ebby, I won't talk a crab bit me back or mine. I'm a Sundria Bannon. Any moment the idea to see a here because that's for situation of my muchaman. Me here some country will be. Was they now you feel it? They're on top fuel. That's not my general transportation. The Alcota Biane, etwa, when him say Nabian and the Cassia tier, and then the size will be a Edru. Or Kojum Koto tomatoes at the year, and there will be a Peja Kodru, or be him, and once them. Because one Kojuma, our call restaurant. One call restaurant, our call Sebi, a choba. And you know, we are all feeling it. But the Yana said, Yagina, Bajatum say, be away. Aye, if we are seeing now, Sudia, Abeda will be a sodia. And then, ye, as all mind Ghana. I bet him just solve your problem. Am I a mind wedding? You want to? Because be a dream. I'm not sure, says CCA. I'm buying for Frubia Cran or one, I wouldn't have been saying what we are saying today. And Ghana, I never come who say, Yantia at the so confirmed though. Uniatic, 1 meter. Say, CCA, I can say, it's not going to happen, sir. If we change government today, and near my turn CCA, it's better that.
Chairman, it depends on what policies they also bring.
Obviously, in the UK, it is £2 per letter. Kwame, yeah. It is shocking over here these days.
So that's it. Ghana, even your 10 years Soprano, your 10 years Soprano, not go for boom. Because you need control price of cream. It will be a coffin in Yamaba. They open or DJ. Or coffin tomatoes at the Cabacon, or the Chiman. Ebi offer 200 Ghana cedi. What your key transportation come on? Ebi esenka 250 or 300. But back crowds on 800 cedis. Opa top was meant on top. That is why and now which I acquired too much. I will be a soup. And I told her, yes, so my Anna, young contribution, yes, so young first why a penny baby boom Cassian so. Timby, I'm which I buy in aso. Because mammy out on tomatoes, so on to a draw. And he said, oh, tomatoes now the price and the man of what? You are passing on to a drone or tone. The other one was once on your electrician. and on ton electricals. And the also better do no so pass on to the electricals. No, the electricals also on you, and the atoms so so pass on to that. And say a statue baby for qua about affect you in our cross board. The moment yes, we shouldn't take advantage of the system this year. Say a yes, any money more didn't you know. Ade a ye ton no yen so be increase the price no at any level ye pay me what you go to ade na ade be cha na pa be na a double the price ade be nko na betima sia na dwo no ade a che no pa ati price ni betima double the same night ade be nko cha ma
it could be greed.
yes so sabi ye ni no so no e ka ho bi o mo say aban factor ho aban de so hwe na sabi businessmen and women there be come see me Ghana hapa and I'm happy the companies are springing up baby you bet me share pa so na miniatic benchmark values you bet me ya mom production on be o man mu no e so be ban fa so e de mom otherwise go for kofa ne ma ba na ye the same thing ha na ye compete with them anya adwuma and now go between Techima ne Kentam Techima ne Komasia chairman
Yeah.
And bia na cement factory bi ba ho na ko he cars gu ho a so cement ho a enya asem ketwa oba between Konongo so ne Kumasi so a obese hu ba ko bi on sa right ho wo hwe cars a three cement ho a enya asem ketwa say we enya Chinese company and a Ghanaian company and a Ghana for the area I believe Zenka you bet me nya so mfa so a chance
Engineers say enkoto jata cement
and you do yes jata cement and you do ha yen to so dey no jata cement dey
yen koto jata
yen to make a deliberate effort
but chairman
make jata cement a household name
yeah
yen koto jata
mediman no see
because jata eka 1D1F
chairman
in terms of local
one nation one
intinka jata ni say no nanka ne taxes ni ate so
tax holidays
na ya man tax holiday na
obi abato
nanka cathedral no nanka makoto cement
come on
agenda 111
Charles Kasa
adorma me wa hire me so for idea me ne menu atake anya adwen ba kokora
oh cathedral ne dia
oh and me fam bem
na o come me see man anusi oman mu ade chi joda bia ye ka an entity and as a religious body a support to Ghana's economy won't be Christianity
there be obianka sir
every Monday morning all the offerings in our churches ko banks
enye ni nyina o
so ma make us dodo na
kasa wo de no ko bank
yes no dodo na we have millions of citizens ye dey support us na so man sabi o nipa be 70 plus one religious body and I know I think Muslim Muslim you know if papa ajaba Muslim and Christians
na say Abraham
I two sons moja ba ko enti ye ka bo mu nyina ye nyina religious
na Abraham kra ko ye ni sen
but so obi ka tell me say if we don't deserve to have a cathedral in this country come on na me nya adwin
no to ha
and America we are talking about the state individually nobody would have an issue but you see there is a concept called neutrality of the state Chairman, who share this conversation about cathedral here?
We shall bring it back next Friday, God willing.
Chairman, who here, papa? But me, ambassador, Chairman.
I need Pacho.
Cathedral ambassador.
Yeah, proper. You better kind of full force.
Cathedral ambassador for the fundraising.
Because
say Obeba dia, say Obeba. Obeba. Obe Free Republic of Gambaga but studio had next Friday. Atikwa madam ha ye nu benya sem. Obe tranquil.
Someone na me nu bi a friend Prince Kumi. Prince Kumasi, I car dealer, and then the birthday.
Hey Prince, ye chia no pay. I'm an official. Uka Kumasi, the Amin Chia me wisha for Kumasi. Something Kwame Nyame Cheni Hello FM4. Prince ye chia munyina Kumasi. Lieutenant Colonel Kwesi Pepra, CO4B and Nanope Kumasi ye chia. Ye nyane me Kumasi ye tie anope nyina munyina ye din chia kese mamo. Peace 104.3.
Peace FM.
Yeah, kwa. More old school. What a morning. The next news broadcast is at 12. And then I'm sure you know Kofi Kumbilson is next on your radio. Going away for the weekend. God willing, we're back on Monday morning. This one says, shouting out to everybody at Sticky's Place, Being Too Down, Dr. Samson or Bing Esari and all your staff. It's from Yalbema, aka Okonko. Abner Jari, thank you very much for listening. Justice Ewa, good morning to you as well. AJ, thank you. Much love to you too. Kweku Biggles, I just saw you. Samuel Brian Boabing, thank you. May your day be blessed, may your weekend be good. And as always, I leave with my prayer in the book of Numbers in the Bible. Numbers 6:24 to 26. That's my prayer for you. Nana Kofi, good morning. I just saw you too. Kojo Roxon, good morning. Thank you very much, Kojo. Abna Starbucks, salute. Say Obama, thank you, say Obama. Frank in Kofodia. Irakusia. The Eastern Regional Minister Seth Kwame Champong, good morning, sir. Have a great time. PKK in Tamale. Good morning, PKK. Anthony Fifi Edu. Somebody says, I can't believe you're doing dedications after your show. Well, there's always a new thing, isn't there? Miss Na, good morning. And so if I've made it good for you, pray we can make it better. Regional Minister, Lightium. And so when you stop to say a prayer, remember to say one for me too. There's a tough world out there, but God day we day. Still, we rise. Good morning.
Hey, you